She's just had like 10 days off. This is my first ride back.
Right.
So I have done a little bit of a warm up, a bit of a...
And how has she felt?
She's felt fine.
Okay. Well, why don't you have a bit of a carry on with your warm up, just so I can have a little bit of a look. Is there anything you'd like to look at today?
Just really fine tuning what we were working on, you know, a fortnight ago. I suppose me and my position and doing my feathers and...
Doing my feathers. I love it.
I mean, she feels fine there.
Yeah. When's your next comp?
We've got the club championships on this coming Sunday.
Right.
That's
and
right.
that's Strath, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that wasn't very nice. That was better. Good girl. Yep. Good girl. Good girl.
So just bring your upper body a little further forward, Maria, so you just feel you're a little bit more over your knee.
Yep.
And then really think about your land light.
Oh, yes.
So you're really landing so lightly on her back. That's it. So that can be interconnecting with the feather feel.
Yeah.
You know, that you are just thinking, if you bring your upper body forward, it's going to take a little weight off the back of your bum.
Yeah.
You know, now you're a tiny rider on top of her, but, you know, as we've said before, you can be a really lightweight rider who rides heavy, or you can be a heavyweight rider who rides light.
Yeah.
And so it's really trying to get you just so conscious of the mare's back and, you know, you really thinking about that downbeat. Good. Keeping the feathers. Good. Super. Keeping the feathers behind you. That real down the front of the thigh sensation. Good.
Yeah, I was going to say, should I be feeling that in the thighs?
Definitely. And you can?
Yep.
Good. Yep. Good. Super. Well done. And then what I want you to do, so then we're just sort of playing a little bit with your leg and seat cues. Just take your legs wider than her. And again. That's it.
You're not allowed to stop. Come on. Bells. Come on.
Do you notice your fitness when you've had a bit of time off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be sore tomorrow.
Good. Now, on that circle, do you feel like you're in your position left? Right there, you've got, did you feel how you went heavy then?
Yeah.
Right, so just again, and it becomes a little bit when she's got that bit of a pushback.
Yeah.
So you get that shortening of the neck and her pushing back into your space. She tries to, yeah, she's going to try and pull you, well done, into the hollow of her back. And you've got to really sort of say to her, no, no, honey, that's not happening. Good. That's it. Super. Yeah, very good, Maria. Well done. Keep the land light. Good. Good. Now, does your bum feel relaxed on the downbeat?
I think so.
Good. So if you then do a leg wrap, so feel the narrowing of your legs so she comes back to walk.
Back to walk.
Yeah.
Come on. Push. Yeah. That's better.
Good. Super. And then take your sternum forward. Think of the off with your leg. and then up into TROT. But feel like you're telling her you're going. Well done. Good. Good. Keep the land light. And again, think of the narrowing of your thigh. Well done. Good. And then off with the leg. Soften that bum. Sternum forward a little. Tell her you're going.
And we'll try.
Well done. Good job. So when you're ready, we're going to take her up into CANTER. You're going to think of the soggy inside butt cheek, top of the inside thigh off, outside shoulder back. So you really feel, yeah, good job. Super. And then close the leg to trot. Feel that narrow. Well done. Excellent. And then again, another outside shoulder back, soggy left butt cheek, top of the left thigh off. Well done. Very good. Well done. And then close the leg to TROT. Good. Lifting her back. Good. And then change rein anywhere you like. Just sort of going through this as you're, you know, warm up through your canter.
It's just the dog. Yes, you're all right.
Good.
You're
Close
all
the
right.
leg.
You're all right.
Good girl. Yeah, well done. Good,
girl.
Maria.
Good girl. Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, wrong leg. Very much when you're creating that postural cue, don't say to her, go now.
Yep.
Feel like it's a, yep, we're gonna go, we're gonna go, we're gonna go. Oh, wrong leg again.
Ooh. Ooh.
So it very much becomes, no.
No. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well done.
We're not chasing the dog.
See, I am chasing the dog.
No. Hey, hey.
Yeah, well done. All right, bring her, close your thighs and knees, back to trot. Good, all right, come here, Artie, come here. And then have a bit of a breather. Right. So something that for me is very clear that we need to work on in preparation for, is it this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would your thinking be? You know, like you've done 20-meter circle left and right through some transitions. What's your thoughts? Like, what would you like to see improved and better?
The bend at the minute.
Definitely. The straightness, isn't it? So
Yep.
what are you feeling is happening or isn't happening?
Well, she's loading up on that right shoulder again.
Correct? Do you think the same was happening on the left rein, like as she was loading the left shoulder?
Probably not quite so much.
Right. I think it was definitely happening both ways.
Right.
So I'm sitting here, it's good to sit here because then I can sort of see the,
Yeah.
you know, the straightness going away from me. So it's interesting. Did you say she's been resting that right hind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's doing it again.
Yeah. And you know when she kicked out just here, it was with the right hind leg to the right. Was there anything, did you tickle her with the whip? Or?
No, but as we came round here, I opened up to get her to move that hind over.
Yeah,
and obviously
okay.
she didn't want to.
Okay. All right, so if we think about ways that you're going to be able to help straighten her, what are your thoughts?
To do some more of the twizzle.
Yep. Do you think on both reins, do you think you were in a clear position statement to the inside?
No.
Okay. So there's number one.
Yep.
Did you do any stirrup stepping to the inside?
I was a little bit, obviously, when I was asking for canter.
Okay.
But then maybe even revisit the...
Yep, your shoulder yield. There's so many ways, isn't there, to fix it. So first thing we're going to do, so we're going to layer in a few things. Let's start off with the position statement change. So you're definitely in your position statement right. We're going to play with that hip pop. So you know when you step to your right stirrup, that right hip is just going to do a lift up and a lighten. You've then got the twizzle ability, so you can do a right twizzle, obviously on the right rein, which is going to create your shoulder fore posture.
Yep.
What are you talked about it there in the canter, that open inside rein?
Yep.
Yep. So let's walk her on, and I feel like we need to sort of a little bit over exaggerate this.
Yep.
So you really feel she's round that right leg.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job. Because sitting here, same both ways, but more so actually with the left hind. She's pretty okay there with the right hind, but on the other rein, she was quite clearly quarters in.
Yeah.
Yep. So make sure now you've stood up and you're sat right.
Yep.
You've got the carousel pole visualization going down through your central axis, so it's coming out the top of the button on the top of your hat, and you are going to do a right twizzle. So the mare's shoulder comes slightly in front of your inside right foot, her hind quarter slightly behind your outside left foot. Well done. You can add that playful stirrup step right. Yep. So you are doing a lateral space claiming feel on the inside of the mare's rib cage. Good job. Good job. That's it. Good. Can you do, yep, can you get a slightly stronger twizzle? So, yep, we want the right hind leg sort of landing in between the two front feet. Very good. That would be your stirrup steps. You know, when you feel her go, oh, actually, I want to turn toward the middle of the circle.
Yep.
You just think, yep, lift that right bottom up. Party. Yeah, well done, Maria. Very good. Now, look over your inside shoulder at her right hip.
Yep.
Is her hip on your side of the dotted line? Going from the bit down the rein, over your forearm. Yeah. Again, repeat that. Good. And as soon as you've done that, open. Yeah. So you're feeling the mare is finding the left side of her body.
Yep.
Well done. Good. So you're really sort of, you know, creating that inside leg to outside hand feel. Well done. Good mare. Good. And then you're sort of saying, yep, I could imagine my reins like those two rods, and I feel like I can push my hand forward, and I feel like I'm pushing the bit to the front of the mare's mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, very good.
Good girl.
Well done. Open right, and then soften and push the metal rods forward. Very good. Well done. Well done. Super. So with that lateral space claiming, so you're there saying, yep, I do clearly feel like I'm in my position right.
Yep.
Then we're going to pop her up into TROT. Good. And on the downbeat of your rise trot, you want to feel, well, one, you're not sitting on your feathers.
Yep.
But two, you're just thinking outside seat bone, a little closer to the middle of the saddle. Very good. Go a little off with the thigh. Good job. Change. Yep, well done. Good. So think landing light and really feel. That's the biggest thing, Maria, I think. Yes, to think about, you know, in terms of your bend and your straightness, that you are really saying to her, there is my lamp post right hand side.
Yep.
So you really feel a very strong right shoulder to right foot feel. Good, slow down a little. That could be, yep, narrowing the thigh.
Yep.
narrowing the knee. Good. Now do your twizzle so you feel you're putting her shoulders a little more in front of your inside foot and her hind quarter a little behind your outside foot. Well done. That's it, a little bit more. Yeah. That's it. Now, tell me when you feel like she is more stuffed to the left side of her body. So tell me when you think, yep, I can feel it.
When she's
Stuffed to the left.
when she's correct.
When she's correctly stuffed to the left side of her body.
Here.
Okay? Tell me when you lose it.
Here. Here.
Great.
Here.
Right, so can you then see how that actually becomes
Here.
a little bit more about geography
Yes.
and a little bit more about the line you ride?
Yep.
So you've got to say to yourself, can I ride a wider line?
Yeah, that's better.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's it. So you're always sort of explaining to Bella that you want her, you know, riding the widest part of the line, not the shallowest part of the line.
Yep.
Then that allows you, well done,
That was better.
yeah,
Yeah, that was better. I felt like I had control of that then.
great. So what I want you to do now, planning your circle line, be looking, I don't know, 10 metres ahead of yourself on the floor and pick the next shady bit, piece of leaf, twig, hoof mark, footprint that you are going to ride her over the top of.
Yep.
So you keep planning your line. That's it.
Much better.
Keep looking, and that's the thing, you're only going to glance at the next piece of arena that you're going to trot over, because then you glance at the next piece and
Yeah.
the next piece and the next piece. So you
Yeah.
are constantly focusing ahead. Good. Because I would say this would be the biggest thing that you lose in the canter.
Yep.
You lose the line you want to ride.
Yeah.
So, with those thoughts, think about a strike off when you are ready, thinking about your postural cue.
Ah. Good girl.
Ah, well done. Now, plan ahead, because she's going to want to take the inside line. You've got to keep taking the outside line. That's it, the outside line. Ah.
Much better.
Yeah, the outside line.
Feathers, feathers, feathers. Feathers. Yeah.
Outside line, yeah.
And then she finds it difficult.
She does find it difficult, and then she goes, oh, I'm going to use a bit of speed here.
Ah, ah, ah.
Oh, well done.
Feathers.
Good job, Maria. Much better.
Feathers. Whoop. No. No. Ah.
That's okay.
I felt it. I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, you know, and that's obviously the part there where you start to go a little bit downhill.
Yeah, yeah.
So she said, yep, that is quite
Hard.
hard. Thank you, Mum.
That trot feels better.
Yeah. Good on you. So keep picking your line. Well done.
Yeah, and she got a little sticky there because she didn't want to. I probably got a little heavy.
Good job.
Soft.
Change the rein anywhere you like. Good, plan the line. Keep looking at the next piece of arena that you are going to happily trot over the top of. Excellent. Now exactly the same in canter. Take the widest part of every line. So you are all about, good on your lateral seat, you're all about picking a line that allows the mare on this rein to keep finding the outside of her body. She keeps stuffing and filling the outside. Well done. Good. Very good. Widest line. And then you've got your left twizzle. You've got a little your open left rein. You've got your lateral seat. You've got your stirrup step left. Good. Good job. And then that offer the offer of the inside rein. Very good. And then when you're ready, keeping that outside line, find your, now ride the widest part of every part of the circle. Keep planning it, keep seeing it in front of you. And she's going to desperately want to go to the inside line. And you just explain to her, no, sorry, honey. We go to the outside line. Well done. Good job. Outside line. Yeah. Yeah. Good. And then you could open a little that soft inside rein without her turning.
Feathers.
Yeah, good, Maria. Well.
So yeah, I felt stronger in my own body that I was riding and she was coming with me.
With you, yep.
Instead of the other way around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So why don't we, we'll use the whole arena. We'll do it in trot. I want you to ride a 3-loop serpentine.
Yep.
And I want you to, obviously you've got lots of, multiple things happening in the 3-loop serpentines in terms of the changes of direction.
Yep.
If you're on the right rein, you're going to ride the line that's to the left.
Going to walk in front of this again. There we go.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
So this will be fun when we're remote.
Yeah, I'll be like, I can't see you. Can you ride in front of the right in front of the camera? I've lost you.
All right, so we're serpentine.
So we're going to do serpentine, and let's just keep riding it. C to A to C.
Yep.
So, so I want you really thinking when you're on the left rein, you're riding the right line. Does that make sense? You're riding that outside line with you in your lateral,
Statement.
space claiming posture.
Yep.
And I think that's always what is such a nice feeling when you're, when you're in that, when you're in that lateral position statement change, it makes so much sense. Well, I'm sat here, so she can't go there. So it's helping her take that outside line just because of where you're sitting.
Yep. So I'll start down at A.
Yep.
Up, up. You thought we were done. We're not done. Come on. Up, up. Trot. Good girl. Belle. Terrible.
Good, so you're riding the right line. As you change diagonal, change your lateral seat. Now you're riding the left line. Slower, slower, and then let her take your hand forward a bit. Good. That's better tempo. So then you change your diagonal. Change it again. You were on the wrong one. That's it. The change of weight. Good,
Bella.
soft hand forward.
It's all spooky down here. That's better.
So there's almost a component, you know, when you're changing from your half 20 metre right to half 20 metre left, you overshoot slightly now. So there you'd go slightly more left.
Yep,
Does that make sense?
yep.
So you really are riding, you really are riding that line, well done, that really promotes that, that bend and getting her comfortably around your inside leg. Good.
So here,
So just now you'd veer slightly right. You won't, it's just about the line you ride that helps get her to correctly fill the right side of her body. And then you go slightly left. That's it.
that was better. Up. Come on, come on.
Good.
The opportunity.
Well done. So what I'd love you now to add to the 3-loop serpentine is think of the, think of the wheelbarrow push.
Yeah.
So well, it's something you should be doing all the time anyway, but I think, we have so much potentially going through our head, don't we, of, am I on the correct diagonal? What line am I taking? So just park her there. Good girl, Bella. Push my hands apart. Good, relax. Push my hands apart. Good, relax. Good, push my hands apart. Good, relax. And again, super. So just carry your hand. Push your hand forward, and you'll feel your core switch on. So when you were going around there and making the changes of direction, and you feel like you get that little bit of a pushback from her,
Yeah,
how switched on was that?
probably not at the beginning at all.
Right, okay. And as soon as we start thinking about that forward push, it gets you really thinking about there. So suck your tummy in. Good. So you create a wall, then push your guts. That's it, against that wall. So it's not just a sort of, flop out feel.
Yeah,
I push you backwards, resist. That's the same feel.
yeah,
It's all about you. And you're actually quite strong down there. So
yeah,
it's, you might be riding, coming onto a smaller circle or a tighter turn or onto the centre line or any of those changes of direction where you think she might try and hammock her back, drop and push back at you. You're saying to her, no, you've got to lift your back up and keep taking, keep going forward into that bridle.
Yeah.
Oh, darling. She's like, I can't wait to be clipped.
I know.
Oh, little curdled thing, aren't you? You're a little curdled thing.
So yeah, when we were getting down the bottom where it is deep and she gets rushy, I was probably more thighs.
Right.
And less.
And less core.
Yeah.
So what
no
we'll
core.
do, I'd
and
like
then when
to,
I started doing that,
you could
and I
feel
suppose too, my natural go-to was to woo with the hand,
absolutely.
where the hand actually needed to go forward, and I needed to
absolutely.
woo with the body.
So you can think of the resist the push will slow her
Yeah.
down, your narrowing in will slow
Yeah.
her down,
Yeah.
your lats will slow her
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
You know, you've got so many ways of
Yeah.
doing it. Do you think she's got a little bit more left in her?
Yeah, probably. She'll get cranky otherwise.
Oh, darling, I know. It's all going to be clipped off tomorrow.
Yes, you'll be right.
What are you going to do? Are you going to, what did you do last year? Like a chase?
I did the hunter,
clip,
but
yeah.
this we're taking it all off this year, I reckon, because she gets just
So hot.
even her face and her legs and
Yeah, she's
everything
got
gets
tricky-
sweaty. Yeah.
got sweaty eyebrows. Poor Bella.
So you had the farrier, then you've had a wash.
Oh, no.
She was barely dry when I went, oh my gosh, it's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, uh-oh.
So she hasn't had much downtime today.
Oh, darling, she's been one thing after another.
Yeah, and then Mum's been watching my feet all day
Oh,
to see if I'm limping.
oh.
All right.
So just get a feel in the walk, Maria, of the, you know, think of your insides like the giant pressure cooker.
Yeah.
So you really are pushing my hands apart. Good. That's it. Yeah. And you've got to think, you know, especially obviously in a competition environment, but any time, you know, if you were a jump rider and a bit nervous about a certain jump, you engage your core more. If you're out in the forest, you think, oh bugger, there's some kangaroos over there, you engage your core more. It's all about rider stability. It's all about rider strength. It's all about, you know, Maria just going, yep, I feel super, you know, super comfortable, super confident with these feelings in my own posture. Good. So, yeah, you've got to think your core engagement and the strength of it is stronger than Bella's backward push.
Yeah.
Well done. So that core, yeah, the core push forward helps the mare switch her core on, helps her lift her back, helps her find the bridle and find your hand. So we're never, I mean, we did do that contact lesson, but that was more about you understanding the, you know, the changes of weight in the contact, but ultimately, you know, it's us putting her from your seat, your core, forward and into that rein contact. So whenever you're ready, we'll take her forward into TROT.
And we are trotting.
Good. So think of your insides like a giant pressure cooker. So you push my hands apart, left, right, front, back. Good. Yeah, slower tempo. That could be the resist the push below your collarbone. Yeah. Good. Pushing the hand forward. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, you didn't like that, did you?
And then keep saying to her, you're taking the widest part of every line. Your your bear out, your pressurization, just that core switch on can have varying degrees. You might, because she goes a little bit downhill and wants to start rushing. So you just switch your core on, you know, to maybe an 8, a 9, a 10 out of 10. You like maximize it until you think, yeah, I've got her, I've got that. Good, I've got that really clear. Good. Well done. Ride your serpentine again, riding the widest line.
girl. Good girl.
Good. Big strong
Better.
bear out. Think of the pressurization. If you're really wanting the mare to lift her back, find your hand. Good. Big strong bear out. Yeah. Good.
That was better.
Loads better. So, you know, you've got those varying degrees. Well done, Maria, well done. Keep riding the widest line. If she rushes, bear out stronger. If she hammocks on you, bear out stronger. Good, super. Keep doing what you're doing. That's looking good. Yeah, bear out.
Good girl.
Very big, strong bear out round the steepest part. Yeah. Well done. Great. Good job. Big, strong bear out. Super. Very good. Very good. Well done.
Yeah, good girl. Nice. Nice.
Very good. Well done. And then when you get back up to this end, let her have another walk and a rest. And a big stretch, bearing out. Good. You can think of it as resist the push below the collarbone. The pressurization. Good. Pushing your knuckles to a resistance. Good. Well done. That was better, wasn't it?
Much better.
For sure.
Good girl.
That's great.
Good
And I
girl.
think, you know, that's so nice because then, you know, when you are at, you know, in the middle of a test and you just think, oh, I'm just losing her, she's distracted, she's rushing,
Yep.
you know, she's losing it, that's always your fallback.
Yep.
Getting that core engaging stronger.
Yeah, when we come round into the corner to go across the diagonal, I get that
Yep.
bit of pushback. And then when she gets up across the diagonal, she's okay.
Yeah.
So we sort of lose that, well, balance obviously in the corner. And I probably get tight and don't,
Yes.
yeah, allow. Yeah, so I've got to get off her back. Yep.
Very good.
Well, it's good.
No, really good. So I think, you know, the most part of that was really the bear out toward the end, but then really being so committed about the line you're riding.
Yes, yes.
And not allowing her to sneak you to the inside line. It's like, no, you've got to, you know, you've got the line you ride.
Yep.
So let's say there's the line you ride. You can be on that line.
Yes.
Or slightly to the outside of that line, which is what we want, which
Yep.
then, you know, allows that
Yep.
real feel that she's around your inside leg. Or what she wants to do is sort of go to the inside of
That's
that
right.
line.
Yeah.
And then that's when you got that horrible, like, falling in motorbike feel.
Yep.
Well done, honey. Oh, darling, you're sweaty. So sweaty.
I just cleaned all this before I went away. Now I'll clean it all again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good girl.
Well done, honey. Whoa.
It's getting better.
Oh, absolutely. So what would your biggest sort of takeaways from that be?
Riding the line.
Riding the line.
Getting back in my position statement properly.
Yep. Yep.
But definitely riding the line and looking ahead. Yeah.
Oh, it makes such a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Always that pre-planning.
Yeah.
girl, Missy Moo. Sweaty girl. She said, yep, that's me.
Well, wasn't that a fabulous lesson? And we are probably both going to be a little bit sore tomorrow because I've had about 10 days, well, I haven't ridden for about 10 days. I've been away on a little holiday. Mum's been looking after the farm. And yeah, I hadn't ridden Bella. And then bang, we do a lesson. So poor Bells, sorry, darling. And she is finally getting clipped tomorrow. Tomorrow morning is clipping day. So I have already washed her earlier today. So I'm just hosing off the sweaty bits and hopefully she dries. It's a bit late in the afternoon to be doing this, but anyway. She's also been a little bit sore on, well, every now and again she has a bit of a short step on one of her hind legs. Sorry, I'm getting this hose all caught up. And I'm not really sure what's going on. The farrier came this morning and he couldn't find anything wrong. There's no heat, no swelling. Lucy thought she looked fine. I haven't actually watched it back yet, so I'll have a bit of a look. But just every now and again, she's a bit short on one of her hinds, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. Sorry, darling. Sorry. I know it's a bit chilly. There we go. Got to get all that sweat off. Anyhow, thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Another great lesson video. I have booked another one for a fortnight's time. And unfortunately, that's going to be our last live lesson. Well, not live, I don't know how I can say it. Well, in person, because Lucy's actually moving back to England. So I was like, when I got the message, I was like devastated because we have just come on so much with Lucy and I absolutely love her way of teaching, as do all of you. I get lovely comments and I think everyone really enjoys our Lucy lessons. And I thought, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? There isn't anyone around me that teaches in that sort of style with that biomechanics. And yeah, I was thinking, what am I going to do? She said she was happy to do remote teaching. And to start with, I just thought, oh, that's too hard. I don't know how that would work. Anyhow, I have been researching and a lot of people do it. So I am sure I'll get my head around it. It'll be another tech thing to work out. And like Lucy said today, once we get the hang of it, it'll probably be good. It will just be the time difference that might be an issue, although she said she's happy to get up early in the mornings. Anyhow, I'm rambling on. Just a quick outro to say thank you all for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you don't already. And next time you see Miss Bella, she will be naked. She'll be all clipped. She's having a haircut. So haircut tomorrow morning. Anyhow, until we see you again, stay safe and well. Bye for now.